Hello, my loves. Okay, so we're gonna set the camera up here right now because someone broke into my window and I have no tint, and so I had to get it refixed. And the light is kind of bright, and so we're gonna put the camera right here, but it's all good. I didn't trip. I didn't trip. Karma comes around. But it's alright because this past weekend, I was at EDC anyway. So, okay, that's why I haven't been posting. I want to say I'm sorry, my loves. I went to EDC at the very last moment, um, and it was from Thursday all the way up until Monday. And so I was at EDC. I love raving. If you know me, you know I love to rave. I've been raving since, I think my first rave, I would say it was in 2015 because that's when I graduated high school. And ever since then, it's just, I love raving. It's because I love the music. I'll say that. I love music in general. I love music in general. And so when I get to go to a rave, the community that I was introduced to in the beginning was so loving, and you're free to express yourself. And obviously now it's mainstream, and so now a lot of people go for the wrong reasons, but the community that I found love with was the community of just dancing and taking care of people. So it's PLUR, which stands for Peace, Love, Unity, and Respect. That's what American raves are about. That's our motto is PLUR: Peace, Love, Unity, Respect, and Responsibility. There you go. There's usually two R's: Peace, Love, Unity, Respect, and Responsibility. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and so yeah, that's what PLUR stands for: peace, love, unity, respect, and responsibility. And when you go, I love to dance. I have a lot of energy, and like I said, I love music. So I'm just dancing to the music, and I get to be free, and I get to be myself, and I get to express myself, and I meet new people, and I meet amazing people. Amazing people. And so it was from Thursday all the way until Monday. I came back Monday. I was so tired because it's from like, we got there at like 7 p.m. all the way up until 7 a.m. And then you sleep for a little bit and you do it all over again. Or you don't even sleep. Honestly, you're just partying all day, all night. And I protected my energy and everything like that. But it was so much fun. I love dancing, and I go every year. But anyways, to get on topic, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm totally off topic right now. I went on a tangent. But okay. So that's why I didn't post, because I was at a rave, and then this whole week I was really, really tired anyway. So I'm posting this on Saturday. Today's Friday. The week went by fast. Before I knew it, it was Friday. I had slept in 12 hours because my body was just so tired and drained from jumping and, talking to people. And I'm going to be honest, when I do go to festivals, I get my energy. I absorb a lot of people's energy. When I go to raves, I tend to absorb people's energy, and I was wearing my protective crystal bracelets, and even though I did all of that, oh my god, every time I come back from festivals, I get incredibly drained, and it takes me an entire week to recover and to like release the energy. And then, not to mention, there was a full moon yesterday, I believe it was, and so I was just totally just not on Earth's axis. I was just tired and feeling my emotions and all of that. But anyways, I'm here now. I'm here now. I just wanted to share that a little about myself as raving, because, man, you can't keep me away from raves. You can't keep me away from the music. I follow wherever the music goes, and I love the music so fucking much. But anyways, to get back on topic, that was a little something about myself. Okay, so I'm gonna make a video posting on I post this on Saturday. There is a bluebird right there. Oh my god, how beautiful. There's been a blue jay that has been that I've been seeing around lately in my apartments these past month or two, and I know it's a sign from my spirit guides, because blue is a sign of the throat chakra, right? The color. And so also when I changed my my screensaver on my phone, it automatically turned blue. I didn't do that. That's me when I was little, but the numbers turned blue and everything, and I didn't do it myself, nothing like that. So blue has been really significant lately also for me. And so the blue jay has been everywhere. And I have a very strong throat chakra activation. This is why I do what I do. And so I know it's been activating. And so, yeah, the significance of the blue. Anyways, to get back on topic, oh my goodness, I'm kind of happy today. I've been a little jittery, so I'm sorry if everything, you guys always get the real me, but you guys are getting the extra ADHD me today. But okay, so I want to talk about Oh, I was saying before that I'm going to post another video on Tuesday, and that video is going to be about breakups and how to handle them, because somebody in my comments has had asked me, to make a video about that. And I think that I am qualified to a sense, because I did leave a very long relationship, someone that I was with since I was 19, and it was on and off, but the last 2 years, 3 years before I left, we didn't break up. We were actually together, and it was a very long relationship. To get to the point, though, I think I'm gonna make a video on that and how, I got through it and everything, because it was really hard. It was super hard to walk away from that. But today I want to talk about something that I've been dealing with these past few days, a very deep wound within me, and I want to talk about this because I know that this is going to help other people, and then I also know that this is healing within myself to speak about stuff like this, right? And so it's the idea, the feeling of not being chosen. And I have a deep wound of not being chosen. And I have a deep wound of wanting to be chosen and wanting to be loved. And I'm just a girl who is a hopeless romantic. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I want to be in love so bad. And I have a lot of love to give. And I know it's for a reason why I haven't met my person yet. And I know, the universe is on my side and aligning everything for me. But I have a strong history of not being chosen from just having abandonment wounds. And, I have father wounds. And so that projected into my relationships. And then, I would chase men that were avoidant and didn't choose me. And so I wanted to be chosen to prove that I was worthy. And the fact that when they wouldn't choose me, I would make it in my head that I'm not worthy. And it's just a cycle of being chosen. And I've dealt with that, and I've worked through that, and I understand that. I'm very aware. However, the wound with not being chosen sometimes comes up, like it did this week. And so there was a sadness there of just wanting to be loved and wanting to be chosen. And I now know the past versions of me would beg for love. Beg for love. Would beg somebody to love me, would beg somebody to want to be with me. And I'm not embarrassed to say that, but now that I'm here at this point, that was toxic, incredibly toxic. But it's because I had wounds, right? And so now I don't do any of that. Maybe sometimes I have a chasing wound also. I fucking chase people. I chase men. And it kind of happens here, little here and there, and I see myself because I want to be chosen. That chasing comes from wanting to be chosen, so I'm gonna chase you. And so it elicits that adrenaline, that toxicity within me that I was raised with, right? Because it does something to my nervous system, because I'm comfortable with the chaos. And so to chase somebody who doesn't want me, it's because I want to be chosen. And so you see how it all kind of correlates with, your nervous system is used to the toxicity and the chaos and all of that stuff. But I worked on it. So that wound is like, those actions, I don't do those actions anymore. I can see myself wanting to chase someone, and when I do, I pull way back, because I'm not going to do that. I know my worth. I know that rejection is divine protection. I know that if something was meant to happen, the universe will allow it to happen. I don't need to beg somebody to love me. I don't need to beg somebody to choose me. I don't need to beg somebody to see me. If they don't see me, then it was meant to be that way. I see me. I don't need external validation to prove to me that I am loved, that I am worthy, that I deserve to be chosen, because I know that I'm deserved to be chosen, right? I know that I'm worthy. I know who I am. I know who I am. And so that wound was coming up this week. And like I said, I don't do those actions anymore. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Hallelujah. I don't do those actions anymore. I'm not going to chase no man. And like I said, when I see myself doing that, I pull way back. And I have a very kind, giving nature. And so I just want to love people. I want to love, I want to love, I want to love. And so part of that wound of being chosen, I used to be in limerence a lot, which is you ignore all the red flags in somebody, and you fall too fast, and you just want to love them. And that was something that I would do, because it all falls back to wanting to be loved, feeling that, that chaos in that nervous system, that excitement, and just it just all plays a role within it. But yeah, okay, so to get back on point, oh my goodness. The emotion of wanting to be chosen, if you go through that, I want to say that first of all, you're valid and you're human, and we have those emotions, and that's okay. And so the process that I've understood and worked through was, first and foremost, like I always say, become aware, and then you learn how to not partake in a toxic actions that hurt you, right? So for example, it was chasing and begging people to stay. And so now that I worked through those actions and I don't do those actions anymore, now that I don't do those actions anymore, when these emotions do arise, like this week wanting to be chosen, I can take a step back and kind of analyze why it's coming up. And even on, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because I'm not gonna sit here. I don't know. I don't want to pretend like I got it all figured out, because I don't. Like, yeah, I can understand why I feel the things that I feel, but like this week, the emotion of wanting to be chosen was so strong and heavy that I just, for part of it, I had no idea where it was coming from. I honestly didn't, and I was sad, and I didn't want to deal with it. I'm gonna be honest, I did not want to deal with it. And I feel like that's normal and that happens. And most days when stuff does come up, I feel I do deal with it and I'm okay. But I don't want to front and say 100% of the time you're going to be able to handle things. I feel like you're not sometimes, and that's okay. And that's what happened to me this week, yesterday. I was just so sad and I did not want to deal with it. And so I was just laying in bed and I cried. And, I knew I was worthy and I know that I'm loved, but like, I was just like, fuck it. I don't want to talk myself through it right now. I just want to be here and just exist and feel. And I know that I'll get over it eventually. And I know that I'll work through it. But in that moment, I just didn't want to deal with it. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I needed to make a video where I was in those emotions fresh, so I can show the true, honest, my healing journey. And yeah, I feel like I'm not in the healing era primarily. I did a lot of it. But like I said, healing is never finished. It's never 100%. Things are always going to arise. And so even though it's rare, not rare, even though it's not as often as it does happen when these emotions do come up, they still do. And so that's why I wanted to make a video when it was fresh, when it did happen, so I can give you my firsthand perspective of what I'm going through, what I've experienced, of what it actually feels like to be 9 years down the road, healed, or, did the inner work and still feel these things. Because I feel as if, yes, you can deal with it in a healthy way and understand why you feel the things that you feel. And I always say that you'll get to a point to where you won't partake in toxic, actions and stuff like that. But I feel like maybe 1% of the time, you just don't want to fucking deal with it. And I'm glad that happened, because I don't want to say, oh yeah, you'll always deal with it in a healthy way, da 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 da, and then have that expectation for other people on their healing journey, and then they feel as if, they're doing something wrong, or they're not strong enough because they can't deal with it 100%. So I want to say that it's normal. First of all, if you don't want to deal with something, you don't want to deal with something. Majority of the time, you'll be able to, right? Most of the time. And it takes time to get there, though. Like, it takes a long time to get to the point to where you will be able to deal with stuff majority of the time, right? And, it's a learning process. It's a learning curve. It's a fucking journey that goes everywhere. It's not a straight up journey. It's not linear. It's literally everywhere, right? The healing journey, spiritual journey, whatever you resonate with. But yeah, I just, honestly, the point of this video is just to be open and honest with y'all, to show you, like, hey, even me, somebody who's been on the shit for a long time, doesn't want to deal with her emotions some days. And I feel like that's normal. And I feel like that's okay. And I feel like that's valid. And, I'm no longer acting out of, like, when you don't partake in toxic actions anymore, it's because you have this understanding that you're not acting out of a wounded emotion anymore. You're not acting out of wounds, of a wounded hurt, and even though sometimes you want to, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I want to be a little toxic. I'm being so honest with you guys, because I felt this yesterday and I knew I needed to talk about this just to show the raw and honest side of me. Even though sometimes you want to be a little toxic, Like yesterday, I wanted to so bad. I just did not want to deal with shit. But you have the strength enough and the experience after all these years when you would take that toxic route to pull back and say, hey, I'm no longer going to act out of a toxic wound or like a hurt wound. My actions aren't going to resemble a hurt wound anymore. Like, I'm not going to do this out of a wounded, whatever's within me, wounds, right? And it takes time. Shit. Sometimes I'm going to be honest, sometimes I even fall, maybe because the wounds that I act out of aren't healed yet. Some of them, that they're very, very fresh, actually. Very, 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 very fresh, like my relationship. So I'm still working through that. But like the idea of wanting to be chosen, right? I don't even know how to explain it. I just laid down all day. I didn't want to communicate with people because I didn't want to act out of frustration, a wound, right? I didn't want to project my sadness or my frustrations onto people. So I guess that was me realizing that I didn't want to act out of my wound. I needed to I was aware enough, and that's all. That's the whole purpose, is to become aware enough to sit there and say, this is not what I want to do. I acted out of, wounds and toxicity in the past. Now I know my actions, so I'm going to cater to myself. Even if I don't want to feel my emotions right now, you see how you're still kind of catering to yourself and understanding why you feel the things that you feel. And you're just dealing with it, and you're still dealing with it in a healthy way. But maybe this healthy way, you don't want to deal with it. Does that make sense? I know it sounds contradictory. Because other days I would sit here and be like, okay, why do I feel this? This is because it comes from a lack wound, or this is because it comes from this. And I know that this isn't true. So what am I going to do to understand that this isn't true, right? Or whatever. And then I work through it, and then I say, well, I am good enough. I am worthy. I am loved. And then I feel better, and then I go outside in nature, and I do what I want to do, right? But see, yesterday I didn't want to do that. I didn't feel chosen, and so I just honestly, like, at 7 p.m. I ended up coming outside and just sitting out nature, which made me feel a lot better. I'm not gonna lie, I should have did that a lot earlier, but I just did not want to do anything. I did not want to go outside. I did not want to feel my emotions. I did not want to deal with it. Like, I knew I was gonna be okay, but I just didn't even want to think about it. I just laid down and watched TikTok all day. And I'm gonna be honest, that's the honest truth. And I hope this video resonates with somebody, because my whole point and purpose here is to just be honest with you guys and to show the whole process of healing. And yeah, some days or sometimes when you are in this process, I feel like it's normal to not want to feel things sometimes. But while not feeling things, you're not feeling them in a healthy way. You'll get to a point to where you learn to not partake in toxic actions. But then you also realize, like, fuck, I don't want to do this. So let me just be with myself. Let me just hermit. And that's okay. And that's healthy. If hermiting for you is healthy, then go ahead and hermit. But yeah, I hope this makes sense. Honestly, I just sat here. I'm in my pajamas. I just wanted to get whatever. This video is mostly for me. I'm just venting, but I know me venting is going to resonate with somebody. And I just want to tell you that it's okay if you don't want to feel things some days. Try your best to not project, and try your best to not hurt others. If you need to be alone and censor yourself and everything like that. But yeah, to go back to the point, the wound that came up was not being chosen. So if you're going through that, just know that you will find your community, and it's okay to have those emotions, and it's hard to work through those emotions. I feel as humans, we want to be loved, and we want to be chosen, and I feel like that's a normal human emotion to have. But humans, we are social beings, and I feel like being alone 100% of the time isn't that healthy. Like, I'm in solitude, and I feel like I'm coming out of it, right? Like the video I previously made. But I'm at the point where I realize, like, okay, too much solitude isn't healthy. Like, I'm ready, universe, to get out there. Like, I learned what I needed to learn, and I'm coming to realize that we do need people, we do need community, and as much as we do need our solitude and we need to fill our shit and we need to work through things alone, we also need to work through things with people and feel love and wanting to be chosen. And I feel like that is a normal human emotion to have. So if you're feeling that, it's normal, but just know that You don't need somebody to choose you to prove that you are lovable, to prove that you are chosen, to prove that you are worthy, to prove that you are wealthy or smart or kind, whatever. You are all that within yourself, and you need to choose you first. Those emotions are normal to have, but you need, at the end of the day, you need to realize that you need to choose you first, that you choose you, that even if somebody doesn't choose you, you're not going to die if you don't have it, because you choose you. You can work through these emotions and feel that, but know that you are chosen. You are chosen by you. And that is the most bravest things that you can realize, is that you are chosen by you. And yes, we want to be loved and shit like that, but you are loved. I love you, but you should love you too. And your community will come. I know it will. So keep fighting and keep keeping faith and keep loving yourself, because until then, your strength is what's going to persevere. Your strength and determination for the love for yourself is what's going to keep you going. So it's okay to feel these things, but know that none of these things make you valuable. You make yourself valuable. You are valuable as you are. You're worthy as you are. Whether somebody chooses you or not, you will always and consistently be worthy and loved. Okay, that's all I want.